Hi there. In this video I'm just going to show you how to track down what WebMaps are using a particular feature layer. So you've got, with using item ID, because in my previous video I talked about how you could identify those layers which hadn't been updated for some time, and maybe if you're going to do something with them or delete them, you may want to see actually what the dependencies are, what would that impact, where it's being used. And actually this approach I'm going to show you, you could search for other types of data, other bits of data as well. But this is a good way just to spot a particular layer being used in a web map. So the first thing to do is to make sure you're importing WebMap from ArcGIS.mapping, so include that in there because we're going to search on that for a type. And the second thing in this cell here, I've identified what ID I'm actually looking for. So you would replace this with whatever you want. You could alter this as well to make it a list. But anyway, I'm just specifically looking for this one, which is, I think it's something to do with pubs as usual. Then I set WebMaps to be the entire, all WebMaps, type WebMap from my organization. That's Portal or ArcGIS Online. So it'll just grab everything. And then if there's any WebMaps using that item, at the moment I'll initialize it, ready and waiting. Now I do an extra thing here if WebMap item type is equal to WebMap, because to ensure it's a WebMap, because when I didn't have this, it found other types. It seemed to include in the results other types. I haven't really got to the bottom of that. If you know, please leave in the comments. So I thought, okay, what I'll do is I'll double check that it is really a web map, and then that as a type, and then that will get appended to my list. So because if it isn't exactly a web map, then it's not been found. So found as false. So what happens is when I look in operational layers with the webmap.definition.get here, so that's why I've got this import webmap up there, so I can look in the definition, which basically what it's doing is grabbing the JSON definition and putting it into memory, looking for the operational layers bit, and then looking for an item ID that is equal to my target item ID, which is this up here. And then if it's found, it's set to true, and then just break. And there's a few other bits and bobs you could do in there, I suppose. Anyway, but if it is found, so if I do find it, then append with the title and the item ID of the web map, and then just print the result. So if I just run this now, you'll see I've got all the other code in the cells below here that I did with tags and stuff, and last modified date, so it's got a little asterisk there running, you see, so it's still running, and bang. So web maps containing this item, I've got a tutorials one, and it's that, and I've got one called demo stuff, and it's that. So there you go. It's a nice little way to check dependencies, and I hope you find that useful. Thank you.